Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lizzie. I'm a disabled mum of 3, and at the moment we're on holiday at Center Parcs in Longleat, and we're in an adapted lodge. So I thought I'd show you the best parts about the lodge, which are adapted, and just the pros and cons of the lodge. Okay, I'll start with the entrance. So that's our van parked outside. You can probably see the reflection of the orange card in our windscreen, which means that we can keep our car there and they're not going to tell us to move it. And that's our little space right outside our lodge, so it's handy having the car there, but we literally haven't used it since we arrived. There's a ramp coming up from the car. This is fairly steep, although it doesn't look like it, but it's not. It's kind of, well, it's steep for me. I wouldn't be able to push myself up it all the way, but for people with more strength and hand dexterity, they'd probably be fine. The entrance is pretty flat. There's a little rubber doormat there, which isn't too bad for manual wheels. There's a tiny little lip coming in the door, but it's not like overly, like it's not massive. The door there is a door to one of the bedrooms, but that's kind of stayed shut most of the time. But again, there's a similar lip. You can see it's literally really tiny. Okay, I've just literally turned around from the front door. This is the hallway to the kind of adapted side of the lodge. So that's the hallway I've just come in. The doorway is really wide, like the standard, I think it's like 900mm, or whatever it's meant to be. But it's pretty wide for wheelchairs. And there's Genevieve. So at the moment this is being used by the kids, only because this is the like adapted bed, I would say. It's an electric bed, basically like a hospital bed, where the head comes up and the feet comes up, but it's a single bed, so me and Tom would have to sleep separately, which is a bit like unnatural for a couple. We have chosen to give this room to the kids. They share a bedroom at home, so there was a cot in here, so it was just easier to keep Rafe in with the girls. So yeah, Genevieve's bed, Emily's bed, and Rafe's bed. Yeah, there's loads of like floor space around the beds. So if you do need to sleep in a single like electric bed, it's a pretty good room. So yeah, there's a door there to the outside, which is nice and wide. There's a wardrobe and some shelving, which is pretty accessible. There's a nice low-down mirror with a shelf, and the TV's up there. But yeah, it's good having a low-down mirror. Hello. So from the hallway, obviously this is the main part of the bedroom, then you have access to the main disabled bathroom as well, which is pretty big. It's really spacious. And there's a nice wide doorway again. So there's a wet room style shower, which is loads of room. There's a towel on the floor, naughty children. So yeah, lots of room. There's a stool there to sit on. There's no grab rails by the stool. Yes, there is. I lied. There's a drop down one next to it. And there's a grab rail there. So there's like kind of angled grab rails if you need them. The shower is pretty easy to turn on, even for me. It has like these 2 handles. There's an electric drying rack, a towel rack thing, and the toilet is a standard height toilet. It's not a raised toilet, so if you are a wheelchair user who transfers to the toilet from your chair, you might find it's a little bit low. But if you have like a seat raiser at home you can bring, you could always use that or ask for one possibly, I'm not sure. But for me it's not a problem, because I tend to be lifted onto the toilet from the floor if I'm not in my chair. So yeah, there's standard grab rails, a drop down one and a horizontal bar one. For me, I find the drop down ones and the wall ones have to be at a very specific height for me to be able to lift myself up and down on, for somebody to pull up my trousers for me. And it's not quite right as I need it, but that's just me and my specific needs. There's a small sink there. The toilet roll holder, as you can see, I've moved the toilet roll because I find the holder where it is quite difficult to kind of turn round to reach it. It looks like a normal place, but when you kind of sat on the toilet it's kind of hard to turn to the side to reach it. It would be easier if it was closer towards the sink, so I've kind of kept the loo roll there. And there's the other door to the bathroom, so this leads out to the front door area, and we're back where we started. And Genevieve again. So this is the kind of second main room. It's a twin room, which we're kind of using as a storage room. So there's the door to the outside, opposite the front door. My chair is in here charging, and this is kind of our dump clothes area. Sort of where we're keeping all the swimming stuff and just bags of stuff that doesn't go anywhere else, shoes and everything. So that's like the kind of twin room. And the bathroom in here is pretty standard. It's again the same. It's got a normal toilet with no grab rails, obviously. It has a normal sink, and a walk-in shower. This kind of shower is actually quite good for me because I don't find getting in and out of that too difficult as long as the lip isn't too high or like sharp, but that's quite good for me. But I will tend to use the wet room shower. These kind of sinks are also quite good for me to get under with my wheelchair as well, so they're a good height. And last but not least is our main bedroom. This is a king-size bed. It's pretty high up, which may be fine if you want to use this room with a disability. Obviously I'm the disabled one and I'm using this room. I have to get Tom to lift me in and out of the bed, but that's fine. Because yeah, it's really high off the ground. And then yeah, there's a window over there. And the ensuite to this room is again a standard toilet, a sink again, which I can get under quite easily. And this one has a bath, which is a jacuzzi bath, and there's a shower up there over the bath. So it's not too bad, but I don't tend to use this bathroom as much as the main disabled one. The dining table is a pretty good height for wheelchair users. I haven't found it difficult getting under, and the chairs can be moved out the way, and there's no like central leg to get in the way underneath either, which is good. Thumbs up from me. The kitchen, as I said, is really spacious. We've actually moved the dining table to the side. Yeah, the dining table was more like under that light. We've moved it to the side just to make more room for me to get through there. It wasn't a major deal before, but it's just made it a bit easier. So in the kitchen, I really like the fact that the tap is on the outside edge of the sink, which makes it much easier for people in wheelchairs. You haven't got to like reach over really far to the back of the worktop to get the tap, which is a really nice feature. There's an accessible worktop surface where you can get under, and you can prepare food there. The oven is quite good. It has a side opening door, so it's not going to get in the way if you're putting things in and out of the oven from your wheelchair, so that's a really good feature as well. As far as the cupboard handles go, these aren't the best for me, but that's just me and my lack of dexterity. It might be fine for most people with disabilities, but yeah, for me it's not great, but I'm not going to be getting things in and out of the cupboard very often anyway, so that's fine. This is the fridge, and then next to it, one of those like massive pull-out drawer things on the left. So from the front door area, the living room is just here. Emily's over there, she's not feeling very well. But yeah, it's quite accessible, there's lots of room to get through. And that's the access to the outside. It's a flush doorway again. This is the doorway I was saying about. Nice and flat, there's no lip really, just a tiny little bump, but that's about it. The access to outside is really good. So in the outside area, the tables are kind of two square tables together. There is a central leg to the table, so these like feet may get in the way, but there's a lip going off the edge of the patio, which is probably about 2 inches, which I did struggle to get up and down in my electric wheelchair. Or down was fine, but getting up was a bit... You saw a squirrel?
Yeah.
Wow.
On our tree house.
Did you touch him?
No.
Did you stroke him?
No.
Oh.
Couldn't, he's too fast.
Oh, he's too fast.
Anyways, I wanted to feed him something.
You're going to feed him Rapple? So getting up this little lip was quite difficult in my electric
I
wheelchair.
wanted to feed him this.
A pine cone?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll eat that? Might do. So yeah, this is the access to the woodland, like outside your lodge, which is really good. Do you like the woods, Genevieve?
Yeah.
Do you like where we are?
I like seeing squirrels.
And it's great just to let the kids out, just to roam free in the morning. There's a lake down there, which is kind of steep when you get to it, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, we feed it.
You fed the ducks, didn't you?
Yeah.
This is the sauna.
Yeah, we can't touch any of the rocks.
No, we don't touch the rocks, do we? So it's a nice flat, completely flat access. It's just patioed tiles.
If we want to like rest, we're gonna sit down on the bed.
Yeah,
We have a bed towel.
but only with grown-ups. Only with grown-ups.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to come out now and shut the door? It's not actually turned on at the moment. Okay. Can you shut the door then? So I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the adapted lodge here at Longleat. We are Pine Area 114, so if you want to come to Longleat, I would say it's quite a good adapted lodge for you. I think they're pretty much all the same, the adapted ones, so yeah, the access to the woodland is quite nice on this one. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye, guys.